All right, what's up, everyone? What's up, Serge? Welcome to the Xgroove Livestream. I'm Chad Peters, and today I'm going to be playing a song for you. And for the beats, I'm going to be playing the beats from the flashcard system that I created. And after I play the song, I'm going to be breaking down the individual sections of the song and showing you which cards that I used and some variations that you could use, even from the beginning stages of learning the drums. After that, we'll have a little Q&A. You can ask all your drumming-related questions to everything. What's up, Robbie? After that, and then we'll have a finale where I'll take the same song and I'll apply my extreme drumming concepts to give the song a little more depth and color to it. So let's get to it. All right, what's up, everyone? I like that song, so I'm a little out of breath here. Oh, I see Streamlin's joined in. Dang. All right, so that was a really cool song. It's got a little funk and a lot of rhythm to that idea. So the drum beats that I was using there were mostly comprised of the flashcard system with simple drum beats and a few variations of it and whatnot. So I'm going to break down each section and show you exactly what I used and some small variations that you could use in the early stages of drumming, even from the very first drum beat that you've learned in your drumming journey. Because that first drum beat you learn can be applied to almost any drum beat or to any song in the world. So let's get to it. And again, Serge, thanks for joining in. Robbie, what's up, dude? Thanks a lot. Okay, so if we break this song down, let's go. So a lot of times when we're creating drum beats for songs and stuff, we can come straight in with the music, or we can let the music breathe for a little bit to add that anticipation for the drums to come in, or the full beat. We've heard that a lot in common music, and for this one I chose to let this play just like this for a minute. Okay, so letting that play out gives a little anticipation for something to come in bigger, right? Okay, so what we could do is once we got to that midway point, I started coming in with a 16th note hand pattern, which you learn in your first set of cards with the Xgroove Flashcard System, right? So it's a simple, but what we do is we take that same 16th note pattern and we apply it to the hi-hat. And then what I did is added a little pulse underneath it with the bass drum. So check it out. I'm gonna play it right here. So I'll let the music come in for a second. Let's see. Let's go about right here. Let it breathe for 1 second. Simple 16th notes. All right, so it's a very simple, what's up, Nate, man? All right, so it's a very simple concept to take the 16th notes from the snare drum, apply them to the hi-hat using a little kick drum underneath for a pulse. It's a very common way to add a little build-up to music and such. And it's also the beauty of the drums is you could take the same pattern and orchestrate it to any part of the drum set. All right, so when we came out of that little intro right there, little build-up, we moved into what I would call the chorus of this piece. It has a little bit more of the larger portion, or it has a bigger feel, right? The chorus typically comes up high, and the verses are a little bit lower feeling. So for that, I chose to use a simple beat, a very straight ahead beat, and then we mixed a little bit of this beat right here, which is the 4th card you would learn in the flashcards, right? And I'll show you what I mean, how we play them back to back. So we start with a simple straight ahead beat going, okay? And then we're gonna play it as a 2-measure phrase and add this card to it. Right? So you get, okay? Okay, so we're gonna play that over it, so I'll show you exactly what I mean. So by playing simple drum beats over music, especially stuff that has a lot of rhythm, it actually allows the rhythm to shine more so than if we followed every aspect of the rhythm. So a lot of times when I follow busy stuff, or when I'm playing with busy music, I'll kind of hold back while they play busy and do some more complicated stuff as a fill to match what they're doing. So if we play this real quick at this to come right in, going like this. Very simple drum beat to let the music breathe. And again, in the early stages of drumming, you could take that simple drum beat and play it over anything, and it'll hold its ground, you know what I mean? So the musicians are able to follow something structured, and you as a beginner can learn to hear the rhythms underneath these things that you're playing. It's a really interesting push and pull. I actually recommend it a lot, playing simple over complicated stuff. Then you'll start to see and hear where there might be little added rhythms that you can put to things. So, all right, now coming out of that chorus, we have a verse section, at least what I would call it. You know, there's no lyrics, so it's hard to tell what's a verse and a chorus, but you think about the chorus being a higher point, where there's a little more energy, and the verse breaks it down just a little bit. So, if we listen to this, it starts with a little break. We came out of it with and then we let the music go like this. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, we would come in right there. And what I did there was, in the lesson 3 section of the flashcard system, we start getting into 16th note drum beats like this. Okay, so what I did for this piece is I took that same 16th note pattern, almost what you did on the snare drum, and we actually brought it back to the snare drum, going like this. Okay? Again, the beauty of the drums is orchestrating the same patterns on different parts of the kit. All right, so let's play that real quick. And I'm actually using a very simple pattern underneath it, which, if you look at, I'm using the beginning of this pattern right here, which is a straight ahead kick and snare on the 1 and the 2. And then for the second half of that beat, we're actually bringing it into this half. So giving a little bit more punch to that second kick drum on the 3 and, right? So if we go like this. Okay? So that's the beauty of learning a structured system, is you start to see the little pieces that you can take, like a half a riff and a half a riff here. And if you know how to play this section over here, then you could play the same thing on the second half, or playing it as a mirrored pattern, or you can do one half this, one half that. That's what we do, is kind of structure and stack and compound ideas, okay? So let's play that real quick and you can hear it. Okay, so again, simple. We're taking that 16th note snare pattern that you played in the beginning and that we had on the hi-hat and bringing it over to the snare drum, kind of keeping the drum beats a little coinciding with each other, so we're not kind of bouncing all over the place, okay? So, hold on one second. So if we move out of the chorus or the verse, we're kind of getting into a bit of a pre-chorus, because we're taking that same pattern that's in the verse and it starts to bring in little melodies and rhythms from the chorus section. So we kind of build on it. You'll hear it as it comes in right here. Okay, those little nuances are coming from the next section, so we're kind of giving it a prelude to it, right? So what I do there is I change the kick drum beat to match what we did in the beginning of the first chorus. So doing the... right? So we're keeping all our drum beats and rhythms coinciding with each other, and they're kind of telling a little story between each other. So what I do is I'll come out of there, listen for the change. I want to play a little portion of the verse, and then when it brings into that pre-chorus, we're going to change the kick drum. It's a very subtle change, but it's more of a feel, so listen for it. Okay, so if you heard that, the bass drum shifted and created a little bit more of a different feel. That one gives a little more punch to that main kick drum coming in on 3. Okay, and then what we did coming out of that to come into the verse is we used a very traditional or simple roll, I would say. If we look at the flashcards here, I actually used this one in the first section, right? So we're kind of coming out and it goes like this. All right, very simple transitions, and they work very well. So let's give that a try real quick, and you'll see what it does. Simple works so much better than complicated in early stages of drumming. Check it out. Okay, very simple. All right, very simple, brings it right back into that chorus, and then we would play the same. Okay. So after that, the song somewhat repeats itself, but what we did after, actually, let's go to this one real quick. Did a little simple transition right here. If you look at it, has a little build up to bring it back in. Did that pause, and then here it comes. Okay, very common in drumming too. It's a standard. If you do anything on the drums, that one, it works every time. All right, so after that, like I said, the song repeats itself. We go through the verse again, that pre-chorus leading into a final chorus. But what we did on the final chorus is we changed the drum beat up a little bit, and we ended up playing a drum beat from the 7th lesson in the flashcard system, which we start getting into. If you look, 16th note positions on the snare. We're playing the E's and the U's in lesson 7, so we're giving a little bit, we're playing the same bass drum beat here. Oh yeah, hold on. Playing the same bass drum beat right here, which is, let's hold on. If we look at it right here, sorry. It's the same as the first time we played the chorus, right? It's this. Okay, but what we're doing now is adding the So let me show you. So it's little subtle changes that we can do as drummers to make the same thing feel different, sound different. There's a lot of different things. And any of the drum beats we're playing, we can move it to a crash cymbal, okay? All right. So let's do this real quick, and then we'll get to a little Q&A here. Okay, so you see, it's a very simple idea, but it works. Simple things in drumming work, and you see a little bit when I was playing, there's a little occasional, like, kind of, but those are kind of some advanced things that we'll get into, but in the early stages, you can see how powerful these simple drum beats that you're learning can be effective in any style of music. And once you learn the placements of these drum beats and the positions of the snare drums and kick drums and such, you'll start seeing where you can place them, and you'll start hearing them. And that's why I recommend playing a simple drum beat over even complicated stuff, because you'll start to hear the spacing, what you can place in between that drum beat. So if you're playing this the whole way through, you're going to start hearing where to place these individual things, you know? Okay. All right, so that's that for the breakdown of the song. So if anyone has any questions, I see a few in the chat. If you have any more in there, throw them out there and I'll answer them. And let me see what we got. Yeah, Serge, I know the internet's kind of slow. I've been having weird stuff with my internet as well, dude. Let's see. In the main game on tom-tom sound like. And what does this fragment and the main game on the toms sound like? What do you mean by that, Serge? The main game on the toms. Yeah, I got you with some blast beats, Cold Dead. Hang on one second. Any tips for counting measures? I have a hard time counting them when I'm trying to play in a drumless track. I'm so focused on counting the beat, I lose track of where I'm in the song. Okay. So real quick, Serge, for the tom part, there was a few things that I added. Like I said, the tom fills. But we didn't get into too much tom grooves or anything to play within the main beat and such. All right, so if you can give me a little details on what you mean by that, I'll get to, or if you wanted me to add something to it. All right. And Robbie, for counting measures, we have to learn to feel the fours, right? So we want to be counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 3 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 4 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. See how I'm changing that first number? That's going to help you count. I don't particularly do that one. I know the benefits of that, but that one kind of tweaks your brain in itself. Okay. So a lot of times we want to learn to feel the fours. So what I do is every 2 measures, we do some little soft fill. Could be an open hi-hat, or it could be a little, okay? So we would do, okay? Little tiny changes on every second one. Dude, I promise you, if you do that, just think of one. let's do the little on the second one, okay? And then we'll do the hi-hat splash on the fourth one leading into the crash cymbal. So okay, try that, get it, do that, rehearse that back to back. That'll develop a good structure for you to feel those twos, spacings of twos, okay? I promise you, you'll start to feel it. You could even do a bigger thing on the fourth one to signify that fourth measure, okay? We could do something a little longer on the fourth one, okay? All right, and I got you real quick, Cold Dead. A little bit of blast beats. All right. Oh, so Serge, you saying like, actually, I thought about that. Let me see if this is what you meant. Dude, I feel like I'm watching. Haha, hell yeah, dude, I love it, man. Thank you. We will be doing a lot more blast beats. I usually do some stuff like that. We're taking a little different approach to the stream today, but I love blast beats. If you catch me, we'll do some crazy wild, just, you know. All right, I guess it's gonna get me all hyped up and changing gears over here. All right, but yeah, Serge, let me see if I can see what you mean by this, because I thought about doing this for the verse section, actually. So we'll bring it back to this, right? And so if we look at the 16th note portion, this is why I love this drum beat in the orchestrations, because you can actually do this 16th note pattern all over the drums, right? So we could do that on the snare, or we could do it on the toms. Okay, so I'm gonna take that same verse pattern and play it with the toms. So check it out. Okay, so is that what you meant, a little Surge? Turn on this music and play a blast beat to it. I gotcha. Okay, there you go, Surge. Cold Dead, I guess I'm gonna be blasting to this little funky rhythm stuff. I got you. Send in a Primus audition for the hell of it. My YouTube feed is full of... Oh, you know what? I've been seeing the Primus auditions as well, dude. Yeah, that'd be kind of funny. I haven't listened to Primus in so long. That was like the big thing. I still got Tim Alexander's DVD in my closet over here. All right. Let's see what else we got. What's up with everyone on TikTok? Where you at? Anybody got any questions? All right, so Serge, let's Cold Dead, you still with me? We're gonna do some blasts. Do anti-pop. I'm gonna go listen to that. So let's do I got you. Let's put this over here. All right, I'm gonna do the verse real quick on, or the chorus blast beating. Let's see. Actually, should I double bass it? Let me see. Let's try this. How was that for some blast? Oh, man. All right, well, since I'm all warmed up for the fiery stuff, let's get to this finale where I'm going to take this song and I'm going to play my ambidextrous extreme coordination concepts over that. Really interesting. I love doing this. It's like dancing on the drum set for me, so I get a kick out of it, all right? So let's get to it. Need to calm here for a second. I was like, whew, the blast beat's got me worked up in the double bass. All right, is there a brand of electronic kits to steer clear? To steer clear of, okay, this is actually a big one. That's a good question, because if you get an electronic kit, there's the low-end ones that have these little, they don't have bass drum pedals for their bass drum mechanism. It's a little wedge, like the hi-hat ones. It looks like it's just like pushing down on a wedge pedal. Do not get those. Those are terrible. And the thing is, a lot of the earlier brand, or the low-end brands come with those, and I can tell you will outgrow it within a few weeks of learning. And on top of that, it's not effective. When you jump onto a real pedal, it does not have the same action. It doesn't transfer. But the hi-hats always have those little wedge pedals, and there's nothing you could do about it unless you get the really high-end Roland kits, which are thousands. They come with actual real hi-hats on them, okay? So steer clear of those plastic wedges that are like, sorry, I'm trying to, they look like that. They don't have, you want the beater, you want that for your bass drum. So if you look in the link in the description, I have a recommendation for a good beginner kit. It's an Alesis brand one. It actually works. All of my students have those, and they work really well, dude. And the one that I show you, you hook up a double pedal to it. It's got a nice large surface for you to hook up the double pedal, and it works really well, dude. You can even choke the cymbals on. It's got a slight dynamic touch to it. Really cool. Oh, hell yeah, dude. Get your wife playing some drums, man. That's freaking awesome. I love it. All right, so which the Roland TD17K is an excellent, somewhat affordable. How much is that one, Robbie? Because the Roland ones can run up, to me around a 900 to 1,000 or such. All right, so I'm going to play this song real quick, and then I'll do a little quick couple of questions at the end, and then we'll kind of end the stream for today. I had a blast doing this. I like it. Yeah, that's why I said like 1,800. The Roland ones run up there. They are good at that price, though. They're really quality drums. You get a nice module. And does that one have the hi-hat that actually looks like a real hi-hat? Because that is the only way I would recommend for at least the stuff that I do. Maybe more. I don't know. It's Christmas time. We get some deals, right? All right, so I'm going to bang this song out real quick, and then we'll get to it. Okay. Yeah, 1 second. Let's go. Add that in the middle. There we go. Woo! That fell fast. All right, so that is what I like to do with these structural drum beats, is I like to put them into this ambidextrous style of drumming, which again, it's like dancing on the drum set. I love it. I hope you guys enjoyed that. That was a really cool piece. I put that together this week. Whew. I'm feeling the adrenaline today. I love it. All right, so if anyone's got any last questions for the stream, throw them in the chat. And then more music, please. Yes, yes, yes. Oh, I got you. What should we do, Serge? All right, and Robbie, you had to buy a hi-hat stand for your electronic kit? Yeah. Send me a picture, dude. Oh, yeah. Thank you, Serge. Thank you, Robbie. All right, guys. If no one's got any questions, this is going to be the end of the stream. Thank you so much for joining in, and I will see you guys next week with a whole nother song and a breakdown of it, and we'll do the extreme coordination to it as well. Thanks again, and I'll see you guys next week, Thursday, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. See you next week.